we have created a network. It currently resides at 1,400 publishers, and the number of streams on a monthly basis tops 1 billion monthly streams.
Wow, awesome. So tell us what's happening in terms of ad units, what's working, where things might be evolving in terms of the monetization of video.
The standard ad unit, or the most popular ad unit, continues to be pre-roll. That continues to be the workhorse for online video.
How long?
Typically it's 15 or 30 seconds. It used to be that we saw more 30s than 15. It's now sort of evened out as far as the length. But I think the real innovation and what we're going to see happen over the next several years is interactive video. We've introduced a new format called vChoice over the past this last summer, and basically creates interactivity within the video unit that allows a user to make a choice, and that choice can be to watch additional video elements or skip to the content. And so we feel it's sort of the revolutionary type of interactivity that advertisers have been looking for, and that'll continue over the next several years.
How is Madison Avenue dealing with online video now?
The last year has been interesting, right? So we have seen online video move from what was probably considered an experimental format to a dedicated line item on a number of media buys, and we've seen the size of the buys begin to increase. And so it's more common now that we see 6- and 7-figure buys with an online video campaign to run over a quarter or several quarters. And in many cases, we're actually seeing those now positioned as online video upfronts, where they're running them and positioning those campaigns over the course of an entire year. We see many that are multiple 7 figures, and some of them are actually positioned with television terminology in mind. So that transition of television dollars into online video, while 2 years ago was still in its infancy, is actually now occurring. And we do see 2010 as being just a real inflection point for online video, where the dollars are going to increase, the scale is going to increase, the technology and the capabilities have begun to really come out. Innovation has become a major play, and what we'll see at the end of this year will be pretty significant.
Getting back to the question of pre-rolls and people sticking with it, there's a story out by Michael Learmonth using TubeMogul numbers. I don't know if you've seen that, but he says that only 16% of people bail during a pre-roll. I mean, some people do bail during a pre-roll. I mean, I assume. What are your thoughts, or do you have any ideas, either anecdotally or percentage-wise? Or
so what he's referring to and you're referring to are completion rates.
Yeah.
And it's completion rate of the video ad before a user gets to a piece of content, typically within pre-rolls, how that's measured. We see completion rates anywhere between 70 and 90%. And that can vary. It depends on the quality of the content. So an entertaining piece of video, a video ad that keeps a user attention, we'll see on the higher end of that spectrum, where something that wasn't really designed to be entertaining and more informational is on the lower side. The other thing that influences that is targeting. And so the ability to target a video ad to an audience who would be receptive increases the completion rate. The article that you're referring to mentions an 85% or 84% completion rate. That is within line of what we're seeing.
And what's new for you guys? What's next in terms of the scope of the business or your operations this year?
Continued scale, a continued push on looking to move those television dollars. We're putting a heavy focus this year on research and being able to validate the effect and the ROI effect that online video has. Nielsen's put a heavy focus on online video recently, Comscore, Quantcast. There are a number of players, large and small, who are focused on just what I mentioned, proving the effectiveness of online video and being able to track it in real time, measure it down to a demographic or behavioral segment, and we see that as a major factor. The ability to target and then show the effect of that targeting is a key factor in the conversations that we have with the brand marketers.
And one last question. On pre-rolls, do you sometimes have clickable pre-roll videos? I mean, or is that something that sometimes people ask or don't ask? Or
all of our videos are clickable. Click-through rate is one measure of success for an online video campaign, although I would argue that it's not the ultimate measure of success. Because with an online video campaign, the brand effect that you have by running that campaign is a very important factor. And so the ability for the ad to be clickable is certainly part of the technology and part of the capability set, and should be measured as far as the user interest, but it's not the only level of, or the only measure that should be taken into account.